Hello, welcome to Deep Slate 9, the Patreon server of Joe Hills, famous hermit crafter from Nashville, Tennessee. This is Candalis. I am going to be talking a whole bunch and hopefully building some redstone on stream, which has never ever failed in the history of streaming. I think today's plan is to modify a farm to prepare it for 1.19. First, make some shulkers. To get rid of this excess stuff that I'm already disorganized for. Fortune, silk, axe, pockets, pork chops. Excellent. Hopefully game sounds are working. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Chef?
I'm alright, how are you?
Pretty good. I am live and streaming.
I see that. I'm watching stream.
Perfect. I hope you're not getting too much sound feedback or anything.
Got the stream open in one corner and I'm sitting AFK in the gold farm for helping Madeline at the moment.
Oh, nice. It's a pretty good deal. I guess I will have to just be entertaining. Those go in the shulker and your chest. Okay, so now I need to figure out where ice is. Ice, ice, ice. Ice, 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 ice. It's probably down in the pit. Ah, what a nice roof. Very subtle for my dirt hut. Very subtle. Much subtleness. No flexing at all.
Subtle like a lemon-wrapped gold brick to the face, yes. Might even say pan-galactic.
Yeah. I like how different versions of that went from a gold brick to a platinum brick.
I forgot that.
I don't know if it was book editions or if it was the difference between like radio play and then, the show or the book or the movie. It's hard to tell with, Douglas Adams. His books were very iterative. Ice, 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 ice. Oh, ice. I found the ice I need. Let's take a couple stacks. Emerald Storm left the game.
Oh. Maybe she went to go get something to eat.
Finally. I shouldn't say that so harshly, but also finally. Glad they were taking care of themselves.
Yes. I managed to get all but one chore I wanted to before bed tonight done.
Well, that's awesome.
The last one is dishes away and they're still wet, so...
That's a pretty good reason for not getting them away, like...
Hey.
Hello.
Okay. Josh and I are about to leave the house for probably 45-ish minutes. I'm going to give you the DL real quick.
I'm on stream right now.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the DL real quick. Wednesday is going to dig in the west tunnel tonight because there's no more resource gathering left to do, and I was like, whatever, we'll just move on to the next thing. So
Okay.
She's going to be in the west tunnel, and I have the 13 block thing out and at Y77 where it's going to need to be. I sent her like a big message saying like, hey, dig there up to Y93, leave the current pathways there, make sure you spawn proof, etc. Ping me if you have any questions. Dig out 320 blocks or more.
Perfect.
So,
Do you want to
if
send? Do you want to send me a copy of that message?
I absolutely do. Okay.
Because that way, no matter what, like, if she asks questions, I'll be able to look at what you told her.
Yes. What am I doing? Oh, I can drag and whatever a message. Nice.
Dragon.
Okay. V. Here we go.
I can manage my channels.
And then I sent her a screenshot of the area as well. On top
Perfect. Oh, Joe
So,
Hills followed me. Hello, Joe. Thank you for the follow.
Wow, that means he can raid you during the stream weekend if you're streaming after he is.
That's not the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life.
He only gave me 200 viewers the other night. It's not bad.
Well, still, but I'm used to having like 5 and 6, going to 200, and barely having my overlay done and graphics.
Kendall, so I don't even have that. I was just like, whatever. They're either gonna like it or they're gonna like it. So
That's true. Oh, I made a new skin.
Ooh,
I'm
let's
very
see the new
excited to
skin.
see that. Okay.
How does this work? I gotta
Is
F5
that a good
this.
message?
I haven't read the message.
Okay, whenever you get a chance.
I-
I also
I-
told her
Can
nether
start.
bricks are at the Wawa platform that she can use to spawn or to flats to make a flat surface for that, but I don't know if she knows where the Wawa platform is. So
I'll make sure.
okay, cool. And that's it for me. I'm gonna go. Thank you
Perfect.
for being willing to take my phone call.
No problem.
Not that you had a choice. All right,
Not that choice.
bye.
Have a good time. So this is my new skin. I'm still working on the hair. I'm trying to get it to be more like my actual hair, where I'm starting to get gray hair because I'm super old. And I changed the color of my tie.
I saw you change the color of your tie. More of a maroon than bright red now.
It was actually blue before.
Was it? I am running on way too little sleep lately. It looks
That's what
sharp.
hello, Des Raiders. Welcome to my Deep Slate
Hey.
9 stream. I am Candalis, and I have been playing on this server since launch. It is Joe Hill's Patreon server. So if you want to play on this server, you just have to give Joe all of your money. And also not be a terrible person, because we run on a social contract here, and if you don't obey the social contract, we tend to just push back in active, aggressive ways until people are nice to each other. It's a pretty good system when it works properly. So I'm going to be doing Redstone in stream because I heard from a number of Minecrafters that that is the easiest thing in the world. So that's my goal. I'm preparing to put water streams in for this farm, because this farm eats bone meal like nothing else. So I'm going to have a shulker box yeeter that will break a shulker box and dump its contents, and this farm will then pick them up as it goes, and when you run out of items looping around in a circle, it will then spawn a second one after a certain amount of time goes by. Have a good night, Des. First time chat from Stellar Spider. Hello, Stellar. Oh, and from Meep. Hello, Meep. Oh, and Greyheart followed. Hello, Greyheart. I missed your stream the other day, but I heard it was excellent, which is good news, except for the fact that if you're going to be excellent, that means I also need to be excellent, because, you know, that's what happens when you end up competing, I guess. I don't know how that really works.
So, quick question, Kindless. If a
Yes.
vine does not reach all the way to the top of something, is it safe to jump down on it? Like it's partway down, but not all the way?
Probably. Are you
Well, if
playing in
not, we'll have
hardcore,
to
or?
go rescue my stuff from the gold farm. One way to find out.
You got wings on?
Yup. Okay, yes, you do. It's a safe landing.
Okay,
Good to know.
that's good to know, because I really had no idea. Well, I was reasonably sure that it was safe, but, you know, I have been known to be wrong every once in a while.
On occasion. I'm more than happy to play guinea pig.
It's a learning experience.
Hey, good job, Meep.
Oh, Meep did Redstone? That's awesome.
What'd you do for Redstone, Meep?
This is the tricky part. Here, we're going to be... I'm using comparators to detect the fill level of the hoppers. That way if I run out, the farm will turn off automatically, so it won't run dry. And then what I'm going to
Excellent
do...
plan.
It's amazing that we get so much resource collecting done in one day. That an
Yeah,
entire weekend's worth of streaming was taken care of. But,
it was what, 11 and a bit hours or something ridiculous like that?
oh yeah, something ridiculous. Oh yeah, it was a lot. Okay, I've got 11, and okay, and some torches. The torches go torches. So, this is just a massive, massive ore gate.
That's alright. Good start, Meep. That's awesome.
So if any of these turn on, I don't actually need this many repeaters. I use them just because it's part of the, the design.
Right.
So there we go. 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. So let's have an imaginary. Okay, so say this hopper down here runs out of fuel, and goodbye breakness, right? This torch will turn on, which will then power all of these all the way around. Oh, Greyheart didn't manage to save his VOD from his first stream.
Oh no.
But it's a trick. It took me a time to do it, and everybody forgets. It's one of those settings that's buried a bit. Okay, so this line would then go around here all the way around and cause this torch here to turn out, which causes this piston retract, which interrupts the farm's cycle. Because this farm, which I've totally omitted from showing how it
Omitted, yeah.
works, is a... This is a nether tree farm. It has 24 modules, 12 of each type of nether tree. And they grow up, and then TNT rains down and blows them all up. And then they go through a rapscallion individual stack item sorting system, which is by far the coolest item sorting system in the world. I recommend it for everyone who knows what they're doing, and it is terrifying and amazing. I like it a lot. But what it does is it separates stacks of items into groupings, and then this setup here, made by that Gladzerify, will actually use these fence gates and pistons to shut them as the items come by and knock them into this powdered snow, which then goes into the loaders or the composters. We're sitting at 20 TPS right now on the server, so I don't feel bad about turning the farm on to show it off. This is also a time system, so I can time how many times the farm has been used and keep the cycles down to reasonable levels. So even if I'm AFK, I can be like, okay, I want to run it 24 times or something. So we just right-click this note block to turn it on. And it's going to get noisy because there's a whole bunch of repeaters in there. But these dispensers are mostly making a mess. But eventually they will make, there we go, they make a tree and they get pushed up almost immediately on both sides. You know, until they hit push limit, which fills up this area with tree.
And then it just keeps breaking it down.
As we can see here, the sorter, it pushes the items around, drops them down here, and gently fires them. And this unit here will grab and stop. As you can see, those pistons are firing, knocking them into the spot. Oh, the farm is now... The TNT is now duping. These are
Have you
spec...
shown off your sand duper yet?
Oh no, I haven't even gone near that one. And then the farm just keeps on working, doing its own thing. You see the output is rather heavy duty. Tons and tons of items just pouring into the farm, which is why I have these trapdoors being faced on the bottom, force the items to clump together into stack groupings rather than individual item entities, and I do it twice just to be extra certain. I'm pretty sure I don't need to do it twice, but I put it in and it seems to be working nicely. But there's the unit working in overtime when you get a bunch of different items. So 2 always go here, and then this one just keeps on firing, knocking them down, so that they can go through here and be pushed into each of the sections that you want them to go into. And this is the overflow. So say I'm being foolish and I'm in there and the TNT goes off and I die, which, you know, isn't unheard of because I have been known to go near TNT. So,
On occasion.
on occasion. Meep, how much copper are you smelting? Sounds like you're smelting a lot. These items here, when the trees grow, will actually get pushed off into the hoppers underneath. The biggest disadvantage of the farm is the number of hoppers underneath. And I really don't have a way I can minimize the number of these. I thought of using hopper minecarts, I thought of using water streams, but I need to get those items out of there as quickly as possible, otherwise the TNT will destroy them.
Right.
Because when that first TNT falls, in about 3 seconds, all those items, as soon as they hit the ground, need to be hit. Otherwise, the second TNTs will cause them to be destroyed. And even then, there's definitely a certain amount that gets ruined because they're sitting on logs and stuff. But that's just a consequence of this style of farm. I got the idea from Season 6. Etho built a farm like this, but he only just showed the general outline and principles. But that was enough for me to be able to take him showing just the general outline and principles and, you know, laying things out like you must do step 1, step 2, step 3 to make it work. It was enough for me to be able to figure out my own design for the farm.
That's cool.
81 stacks of copper ingots. Wow. Meep, do you need help smelting that? Because I do have a super smelter hiding over there. I'm going to actually take these 8 out, which will disable the farm. This is the number of times I've ran the farm so far since I built it.
What's our total count? I was focused on the gold farm for a second.
Oh, a whole bunch. 2 stacks plus 8 before I hit a full barrel. That's also why I added this chest over here, because I'm going to move those items over to this chest just to continue keeping track. And, you know, the composters are working overtime, clearing things out. And the farm does a pretty good job of, you know, there we go. It does a pretty good job of getting bone meal back, but there's nowhere near like what it needs to be. But it will use 40 or so shulkers for about 120 or so runnings of the farm.
Wow.
So it is a very thirsty farm. That's the price we pay for having an unlimited supply of netherwood and shroom life on the server.
I think that's a price I'm willing to pay.
I would hope so. Seems to be a price that
Still
everybody's
helping
willing.
farms to show off.
Seems to be a price that everybody's willing to pay, since no one complains about how I price those things.
Hi, Maddie. Yes.
Oh, Madeline says you're having trouble hearing. She's having trouble hearing your voice.
I don't know if you've got me turned down or if I'm just being quiet.
Well, let me turn
Watch
you
out
up
for
in
those lines.
Discord.
Okay.
So let's try saying hello to everybody,
Hello, world.
and hopefully that is better.
Better for you, Maddie?
Okay, much better, I guess. So we got a thank you. That's usually a good sign. Torches, repeaters, redstone. So the reason why I need to put repeaters underneath all these solid blocks is if I don't, the repeater themselves will power the redstone underneath the block, which would kind of make the farm useless, given that it's now, this line will turn on, if there's bone meal in it or not. Real helpful, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to give a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's good. Des says that is a bit better. Hopefully that's not Dez's way of being like, it's terrible, but I don't want to say it's terrible because I'm very nice. Also, Des is very nice, so
This is very nice.
I don't think Des would be like that. Okay, now we need to figure out our
Only if
route.
you deserve it.
That's true.
Kidding.
I'm sure if I deserved it, Des would be quite stern with me. Okay, let's go redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So now this ice has enough space to, slam right into this farm. Don't think Shauner's gonna like it if I vandalize his farm, but maybe I can. What? I can vandalize the farm and make this work anyways? Fantastic. This is what
I mean, it's
happens.
not like you're stealing diamonds from his chest to relayer people's floors or anything. This
Oh
time.
wait, those diamonds were stolen. Oh, I was gonna protest my innocence, but nope, no innocence there. Okay, let's go here. carpet along here, because I still need to preserve access to this area walking around the farm, even though I'm modifying it in steps, because, this isn't, this is no effective change on the farm, other than I made it, like, a little bit wider. Then this one.
Right.
Yeah, this can go here, perfect. Cover that one up. There we go. Oh. I'm glad the volume is better, Stellar. It's always tricky finding a good balance with Discord and OBS and streaming, because what sounds good to me might be just totally, like, unintelligible and unhelpful for you guys. And I have no way of knowing, because Chef sounds great to me.
The Raiders missed the fun at the beginning of the stream. That terrifying moment for you.
Oh, yes. Oh, I should go over the people who followed. Greyheart followed. I did think I mentioned it. Echo 525. Oh yes, Echo. I recognize Echo. They were on the Everstorm server, and there was like much hilarity. And then Meep followed, and Madeline followed, and Alpapa Fua followed. I don't know who that is, but hello. And Stellar Spider just followed, which is amazing because I've been talking to Stellar for a bit. Oh, hi, Kingu. Welcome to Deep Slate 9. I hope you're enjoying your time on the server. I know you just started here. Well, not started, but like you just joined, and I hope people are making you feel welcome and happy. Okay, so I'm going to commit a faux pas in place. Like a terrible person, double slabs of something. Okay. So this farm is going to work. It's going to break some bone meal over here somewhere. That bone meal will then go down a water stream in a clump. And there's going to be a pressure plate here that will send a signal back telling me not to do anything. And then it'll go down, the bone meal will flow down. I'm going to remove these shulkers, and the hoppers underneath will pick up items. All the way down here, all the way to this end, and back, and in. Pretty simple repeat system. And then, again, they'll hit here and loop around, and then continue looping around. The important part about looping around is that by making it loop around continually, the 27 stacks of bone meal I'm dropping in at a time will have to all be picked up before I drop the next shulker full in. And I'll use a signal from the farm over here to count the number of times the farm is run, so that I'll be reasonably certain that, okay, after this many runs, the numbers will stay good. But I'll also have this balancing system, so if things get seriously out of whack, the farm will just shut down. And that way I can just use a shulker eater, so instead of having to manually sort 48 shulkers, whenever I want to refill the farm. It'll just do it automatically, and I won't need to think about it. I can just leave the farm on forever.
Sort of go brrr.
Yes. So we're going to look at the chunk borders here. This farm chunks. Oh yeah, that one's right into the chunk border there. This chunk. Okay, this is okay. We're going to take one of those from here just so I have an easier time with it. Yeah, still spawn proof. Problem with this is, okay, so to do this, this farm, 1, 2, 3 chunks. So if I use a chunk loader for this farm, which I plan on doing because farms unloading what you don't want is how the top of your farm explodes. Guess how I found that one out. So as long as I keep everything in this chunk here.
The fun way.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I keep everything in this chunk here, I'll be able to use a single chunk loader to keep the farm going. So that's my plan for 1.19. I just wanted to get the farm ready for the upgrade. Gives me a chance to prepare and think about what I'm doing and the consequences of my actions.
Definitely a good plan.
This is... let's get away from the slime. This is a sugarcane farm. It's pretty nice. I built it expecting to upgrade it for eatable shulker or eatable minecart hoppers. And so I did a very temporary solution and actually frustrating high lag solution. Like, this is an embarrassment. I shouldn't have 18 minecart hoppers just sitting there nonstop. But we're upgrading in a week, so I didn't want to get too fancy. And then the day I finish this farm, Ilmango releases a video on the definitive sugarcane farm. And I'm just like, great. Now what? Like, his farm is so good, I'm going to have to rip this all down and replace it. But that's what happens when you see an Ilmango farm. I just wasn't expecting him to release something so good so quickly. Oh, hello, chef.
Hello. I'm back from the gold farm.
Oh, nice. Collecting slime, I see.
Mm-hmm. Did you need more slime, or you're...
We have so much.
Well, because anytime anybody's down here, like 50 of those things show up.
Yeah, it is funny that I had to build a slime farm to get enough slime to build this hole to never need slime again, and I don't actually need a proper slime farm anymore. So, yeah, well, it's a basic farm. It's nothing special. It's just one flying machine, and I've got some binary counters attached to a, etho hopper clock. It's nice and simple. Over here is going to be a copper oxidizing farm. I'm excited to build
Oh, in the
that one.
pit in the center there?
Yeah, I dug it all out. Oh, Case joined the game. This is the super smelter. I guess we can grab some shulkers and put some stuff in it.
Are you going to show off all your various redstone builds today, or?
I might as well. Like, NJ's gonna stream in a bit. When she goes live, I think I'll just raid her. But, this is
I'm
mostly...
not confident enough in my flight to try and get out through one of your escape holes there.
Well, it's a challenge, right? Like... At least I'll now have these stream VODs, so when I put stuff in a random chest, I'll be able to track down where it is.
One way to solve that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Meet you by the booper.
The booper? Oh, yes, yes. That is on the list.
Unless you had another one you wanted to show off first. I mean, you've got the shulker farm, you've got the...
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm just going to quickly... build these ones all the way up. Okay, and maybe a stack in a bit for stack and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm using Item Scroller to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing mod by Massa. And, I clearly can't count because I'm shy of stack, but Fastest mods make, everything better.
Sorry, Meep's comment in the sidebar there. You need a refresher course
Simple.
on what the word simple is.
That's a pretty simple farm. It's one level, doesn't really,
Compared to the booper flying machine.
Oh yeah, well, that one's also really simple. But we'll turn on the smelter. This is a sea pickle farm. It's pretty great. It makes all the sea pickles all the time.
Is that the one that ended up doubling as the glow squid farm?
Oh no, that is over there in the gunpowder farm. Oh yeah. Okay, but this is the furnace array. It's only 192 furnaces, so it uses 3 stacks of items per pass, which is conveniently the amount of time it takes for a hover minecart to load up 3 stacks of items, about 10 seconds. So it's a very convenient system of constantly just fill and go. But it takes about 2 minutes when the server's running properly to do a full shulker. We're at about 16 TPS right now, so we should be doing well. Might take 3 minutes per shulker, which is, pretty bad. But I guess we can live, the unloading minecarts, they should be coming along shortly. Oh, there's our unloading minecart. I'm in free cam mode, by the way. There we go. So the minecarts that unload just come park here. These are double speed shulker loaders, mixed item type shulker loaders. So they will fill up if the shulker gets full, or if the shulker, or if items back up in the shulker stream. So it's a pretty convenient system where the items just, when they, even if you have mixed items or the wrong numbers of items or something just gets in there accidentally, it'll never jam the system.
That's very good. Now I know I hit a bed down here. There it is.
Over here is a cobblestone generator. It also does basalt automatically. And this is Ilmango's blast chamber design. I've been using it to make dirt. But this blast chamber, I changed the TNT duper for one that's more stable than the one that's full of slime. Because when things break, it's not as catastrophic. It's still pretty catastrophic when it breaks, but it's not as bad as it was last season where I had the other design of TNT duper. And right now I'm sending carpet or grass in to get blown up to turn into dirt, so I can turn into coarse dirt so we can make it into mud for 119. And this is going to be a mud maker, and all it does is uses water bottles on mud to make our own dirt or dirt to make mud, and then cycles them back through in a big loop. But I can also make
Excellent.
concrete here, and we've used this to strip logs in bulk. It's a pretty useful system. This furnace array is powered by carpet dupers, because I did toy with using bamboo, but bamboo will lag the server too badly when it corrodes. So it was a balancing act of, do I use a carpet duper or bamboo, and it really came down to lag rather than anything else. Oh, NJ is on the server. So it's 8:30. This is working wonderfully. tempting to just stand around and wait for things to work, but... Hey, buyer. Thank you for joining my stream and saying hello. Oh, NJ looks excited that I'm streaming.
She does. Nothing
I
of
use
particular interest yet with the booping.
I use dragon eggs in my
Okay.
redstone because it's one of my favorite redstone components.
And it's just a little bit of flex.
A little bit. Oh, thank you for the follow, buyer. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you came with Dez's raid, because it's nice to have Dez raiders be so nice and welcoming. All I did today was really design that Deep Slate 9 logo that I put up on the top of the screen.
It looks cool.
Yeah. I designed it, and then I had to redesign it in Inkscape because I needed a vector one, and it was difficult.
Get some water.
Oh, I could, yeah.